Good afternoon and welcome back to Sosnovka. As you can see, we are ploughing out this field boundary. It's Sunday, the last day of our first week, remember, here on Sosnovka. It's the day of the big ministry audit tomorrow. So anything we're going to do around the farm to try to make things work to our advantage, we need to get done today. So I'm going to crack on with this. The harvester is up at the top fields waiting to start harvesting, but we're in no rush to do that today. The cows are all absolutely fine, they're all clean, they're all fed. We will stick in an extra mix of rations just to keep them going, but there's no danger of them running out of everything. And look at me missing bits as I'm trying to narrate and navigate at the same time. Oh well. So I'm just going to get on with this. Welcome back. We'll catch you in a moment when we are going to be going to see the man at the lumber yard and see why he's so keen to see us. Okay, so we've had a chance to catch up with the guy down here at the timber mill, and he's in a bit of a fix because a bit like us, it's his big audit day tomorrow too, and he is short on his quota, and the ministries love their quotas. So he has told us if we can help him out by helping him fulfill his quota, he's going to give us the authority over that patch of land behind us just here where we were cutting out some trees earlier. However, it can only be used for timber related purposes, so we'll have to have a little think about that, but that's something to consider for the future certainly. And basically we need to get over to the woods over there and take out 8 of the biggest trees and bring them back. And then he said if we can help him out doing that, he will be able to do something for us. And he did give me a little glimpse of a set of keys. So we can only wait and see really. So right across the street from the shop, we've got the flatbed Brantner trailer. We're going to stack the logs on there, the big logs, the regular ones. The old Metal Tech trailer we're simply going to use to chuck the sort of offcuts of wood, so we may as well get those cleared at the same time. The only trees we are going to take down, and the only trees I recommend you ever worry about taking down when you're doing forestry, are these very, very tallest ones. Now out of these you should get 3 large trunks and then 1 offcut. So we're going to do 8 of these. I've done lots of forestry in a very similar manner in my other playthrough in Goldcrest Valley, so I'm not going to take up much of your time doing this whatsoever today. We're going to get on with the harvest and some other bits and bobs. But basically he's disappeared. That piece of tree is not only worthless, but it actually devalues the rest of the tree. And then we're going to run up here. I'm going to just use a simple old counting method. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get a nice straight cut across there, because that does seem to affect the value a little bit. When it talks about straight pieces of wood, it doesn't just mean straight logs, it means cut nice and straight. There we are. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these will get on that Brantner pretty easily. Weight wise, that little Zeta, as you will see, will more than deal with them. We're going to bring this down to about here, and we're just going to consider this bit, assuming we can lift it. Yes, this is just going to be the offcuts. Leaving this on that other piece of wood will actually devalue the overall value of them. Well, that's one way of doing it, isn't it? I didn't actually quite realise that was so long. That'll do. Right, and then we're just going to use this little chap. He's got the back weight on. It's the 1100 kilo back weight. It's all you really need. If you tried doing forestry with tractors, front loaders in 15 and gave up, Arthur Chapman, I'm looking at you. These are much easier to use in 17 anyway. We're completely misjudging. And what we're going to do, we're going to put these 2 peak pieces on the trailer, We're going to leave the smaller pieces till last and put them on top. That's going to make stacking it a lot easier. The old luggage straps, guess you could use them for luggage. The fastening straps will be our friend when we get to the end, towards the end, and we're just really cramming the wood onto the trailer, because they will help us defy physics. I can't reach any further across the trailer than that, but that's okay. We'll just put them down nice and gently there and carry on. Right, so up to the top fields, the land we liberated, nothing stolen in Sosnovka, it's just as its ownership reassigned. Just let these guys get on with it. Obviously staying up here for the night. Maybe in the longer term we'll get a little bit of shelter built up here, because there's certainly no point in trying to move stuff up here to do a harvest and back to the farm for the night. Alternatively, in the longer term, and we'll have a look when we move around the map next time, there is the pig area, which from where I am is just down to the south and slightly to the east. Quite a nice little area on which to build. I'm not sure if we're going to have the budget, certainly not for a while, to take advantage of that. Anyway, we're going to leave him going. We've moved the big Zeta back up here from doing his ploughing, and he's just going to look after things up here. No rush on the harvest today. This little guy is now free just to get on with the forestry. So hopefully we'll have a very, very good day. Right, we're just off to the grain elevator right down there at the southern edge of the map, flashing away. Over $1,000 for 1,000 litres of soybeans today. A better price than yesterday. Luckily, although we're not really too concerned about the production of crops, it all helps. But the amounts that we're producing aren't really going to have any kind of effect on the prices. The market seems to recover quite quickly, certainly at the volumes that we're shifting. I do have the Grand Collective, a very old Sosnovka save. I'm stockpiling wheat. I think I've got about 600,000 stored at the moment, and about another 500,000 to harvest. So I'm going to dump all that as a bit of an experiment. So I might show you what happens when we do that in another episode. But here we are. Yeah, we're just ticking over really nicely. The little Zeta has already got 6 pieces of those 8 required on the trailer. So we're still only a couple of hours into the working day, which is quite good. Now we're going to be all ready for our inspection tomorrow. We're going to be over our quota of cows. We're going to be at 100% productivity. So hopefully the man from the ministry is just going to be so happy that our milk quota is fully fulfilled. But any way that we can find of filling our time that brings in a bit of extra income credits, so we can get even more cows into the farm. And that is basically our intention now. As of tomorrow, we're kind of setting what we've got. We're going to plough all the profits back into cows, and we're going to see just how far we can take it. We're going to become the finest milk farm in the Republic. I do like the scenery on this map, and I love the way that the edges of the map are dealt with. I mean, the invisible walls at the end of the roads obviously aren't too cool, but you've got to do it somehow. But view-wise, you know, you can't really tell that that's not accessible map over there. Very good job. Alright. And again, you're just seeing the amount of grass that there is on this map to be mown, to be fed to your animals. I mean, sheep, they're not the most interactive of beasts, but again, you could certainly establish quite a successful sheep farm if you so desired. Here we are, let's get this sold. Just going to check before we sell it, because quite often the price has changed. No, it's gone down maybe $1 or 2. Right, that's fine, look at us. It's only halfway through the day. So Big Zeta's back in the field with the front cultivator working his magic. We're actually the Lowloader was a great way of getting the harvester up here. We're actually going to drive it back simply so he can get a little bit of a head start on the other fields. There's no point in him just sitting here waiting to be taken back. Remember, the tools on the farm are there to save time, but sometimes waiting to use them is wasting time. So we're just going to drive on back. Let's see what we can do about the view. Not much really. Trying to see if I can adjust the header so I can get a slightly better view. No, I can't do anything with it. Is that really literally it's safe stowed position? Okay. I think we might get a jet wash. We've got some money. It'll go down well for the inspection. We've managed a week. They're not going to get any dirtier. And look, this is definitely becoming a bit of a safety issue, so we will get these cleaned up, I think, at the end of today. All ready for our inspection. Chickens, must remember to get the eggs. Are we backing up the traffic yet? Just a little bit, not to worry. Farmers come first. We'll put the hazards on, shall we? There you go. I actually got stuck today behind a tractor on a 60-mile-an-hour road, so we ended up doing about 25 miles an hour. And like maybe some of the other drivers in that little queue of traffic, I was cursing the tractor driver. They needed a right turn to get off the main road, and I realised I know him. So there you go. He was off with his front loader. I don't know if in other parts of the world you see farm vehicles with front loader with pallet forks attached driving down roads where cars are doing 60 miles an hour in the other direction, but you certainly do around here. Oh, over here is the Zeta. You can see his huge pile of wood. What I've basically done, the 3 bigger logs, as I said, are going on the trailer. The smallest pieces of those 3 aren't stacked yet. They're going to go on last because they really make the stacking of those logs much more difficult, but we'll look at that in more detail. Love the bridge, love the weed in the river, obviously. So yeah, there's only 3 cars. I was in a much bigger queue. So the harvester for now is going to have to trundle over here and empty himself, but that's absolutely fine. May not be the most efficient way of doing things, but needs must. Again, this game just lets you kind of do what you need to do. Don't always think, oh no, you know, I can't harvest the field, I haven't got a tractor there to take the trailer to the harvester. That's not what you really need to be thinking at all. Maybe I should just let me get on with it. Yeah, what do you think? Should we give them a wash or not? Maybe I'll wait till the next episode. Somebody leave me a comment. Go on, I dare you. Should I wash the tractors and the harvester? Look at them. They've served us so well, I feel a little bit naughty. Right, let's get this harvester back to harvesting. No, he's not even empty yet. He is now. Right. Pipe in. Pick up where we left off. One of the possibilities, if we were really worried about the wage bill and we had a little bit of spare cash, which I guess we have now to be honest, would be to fit a wider header onto this here harvester. I mean, you can see when his pipe's extended, I think you could actually fit a 9-meter header onto this harvester quite nicely. It will fill up quicker. You'll have less rows of straw to pick up. It will take the harvester less time, assuming that you can service it in terms of emptying it. So that is an option, but it is quite an expensive piece of equipment. So it's really down to you and how you want to prioritise and how you want to invest your money. And of course what your goals are. Now I don't actually see that there's any great issue with wage bills in this game. It's something you can reduce, and as we've seen, just the front cultivator saves a nice chunk of money. But you may like to do it by yourself, and I quite like sometimes to do things quite manually. But in terms of money, you are actually better off going and doing a job, or going and cutting down a tree, and doing the odd jobs around the farm. Really, you can make the money back very quickly that you're spending on wages. So the $10,000 that we spent yesterday on wages, we'll see what we spent at the end of the day. It would be less because we're not ploughing, so we've got a little bit less work to do, and we'll see what the comparison is. But it's really not a concern for me, and you can look at it in the good collective socialist sense of it doesn't really matter. In fact, it might be a goal to employ as many people as possible while still making a profit. I know that's not quite the trend in this day and age. Certainly where I work, it's definitely not the trend. Headcount seems to rule everything, and roles disappear from organisations because they don't seem to make sense to somebody who looked at an organisation chart. But no, here in Sosnovka we proudly employ as many people as possible. Why not? Who's this today? Jakob in his hat. I like his hat. Fully health and safety compliant. Big Zeta, he's finished. Right, so it's tidy up time. So what's the plan? First of all, we're going to fertilise these fields. We'll have to come back. Well, actually we won't. We can fertilise them the third time when we come back to harvest them, if we want to. Save us a trip just to do that during the night. So we'll just leave these pieces of equipment here for now. Hopefully we've got enough fertiliser to do another run. It'd probably help if I went to the right side of the fertiliser spreader to hitch onto. Is this the right side, or have I got it double wrong? There we are. Right. Let's get him on his way. Perfect. And we'll finish loading these trees. I do like this woodland on this map. I love the terrain. It reminds me very much of Bjornholm, which, as any of you that watch my videos will know, I do reminisce about that map, and I do put Farm Simulator 15 on occasionally. And I'm very pleased to say that one of our subs, Roxana, recently got her hands on Farm Sim 15, I think with her Xbox Pass, which seems quite a good thing. I've not really looked at the detail of that, but it certainly gives you an opportunity to try games out. Yeah, she got the game and is loving Bjornholm. And all you're really missing is pigs. And there are some mods in that game that I'd love to have in this game. Not so much for their effect actually, but more aesthetic. I love the back weight you could get in 15, which was kind of a flat slab of concrete, so it didn't stick out too far from the back of your tractor, which was quite good. And it had built into it racking for like a rake and a broom and a shovel. It looked like just a job for having it out in the woods to tidy up after yourself. But not seen that for 17 for some reason. Not even on the PC. I quite liked that. Oh, here we go. Right, we're at the point now where I am so defying physics with what I've loaded on this trailer, just to get these last 2 or 3 pieces of wood. My intention isn't to get these bits along the sides of the trailer up here now. They are basically the finished pieces of wood. Loading them on the trailer earlier can be quite a problem, simply because you will then find it really hard to get logs on top of them. I'm basically using the tension straps. I'm not really sure what's going on with this piece of wood, to be honest with you, but I'll go with it for now. Let's see if we can get it over here. If I can get this on the trailer, I'm going to give myself 1,000,000 points. have a look. Yeah, I'm using the tension straps basically to defy gravity and defy physics. If I was to save the game and exit and come back in now, I would find nearly all of this wood on the floor. I'm making a bit of a pig's ear of this, aren't I? But there you go. Worker queues completed their task. That's okay. They can have a tea break. Plenty of time today. Right. So it's all in the approach. I mean, basically, we're being a little bit cheeky here. We're going to hold this up by the side of this trailer and hope that by snapping one of these fastening straps on and off, we can glue it down before gravity has a chance to take it away. Right, you want that claw open and then gently there. Perfect. Right, out with the tractor. Off, on. Off, on. Right, is that holding him? There we go. Right. Little Zeta. One of the unsung heroes of the game, I should say. Very handy little tractor. Not the most glamorous, but what can you do? I was talking to some of the farmers actually down the pub about, you know, why have you got that tractor? Do you really like John Deere? Or do you really like Massey Ferguson? And I think there were 3 of them actually. Yeah. And one of them was a very, I like Massey Ferguson, my dad had Massey Fergusons, and was quite that kind of attitude. The other 2 were literally whatever we got the best deal on at the time when we need to replace equipment. That is pretty much the equipment we get. I mean, it's all a bit like cars really. They're very generic at the end of the day, aren't they? I know there are grades and levels, but a tractor is a tractor. All the rest is kind of bells and whistles. What I do find odd is, you know, driving a tractor to a field and pressing B and hiring a worker and then wandering off. It seems a little bit unrealistic, but of course that's exactly what farmers do in this day and age. They've got GPS, they drive their tractor to the next field and the tractor knows it's going to fertilise or sow, and they literally press B and just sit there. At the moment they do have to stay in the tractor. I think I've seen some stuff that in the States they're sort of testing, or are they actually using more autonomous stuff? But no, here the tractor has to be manned, even if the or laded, of course. And even though the tractor is pretty much knows exactly what it's doing, to the extent where it will turn the sprayers on and off and knows exactly where it needs to go back to. And there's a lot of fields around here that aren't really that regular at all. And a fair few of them that will have a little clump of trees in the middle, and there's pylons and there's power lines. I'm just trying to tidy these just out of the way. I don't want the trailer having issues with those. But yeah, so but these tractors, they just sort it all out. It's absolutely amazing. Helper N has a full grain tank. Okay. We'd best attend to the troops. This guy's just finished. No, he hasn't finished. He's hit a tree. Oh well. Off he goes. Right, a couple more runs for him. Dismiss that worker. Do remember that when you leave guys sitting around waiting to be unloaded, you are paying them by the minute or the hour or however you want to put it. Not advisable. If they run out of fertilizer or seed, they will pretty quickly just sort of take themselves off hire. But full grain tanks, no, you're paying for that waiting time, so do be a little bit attentive. Right, I'm only going to bale this field today of straw. I think we're just going to do that a bit more regularly, and then gives us a little bit less. Obviously as the number of cows go up we may need to review that, but I think at the moment we've got lots and lots of leeway, so we shall make use of it. Oh. Can somebody develop a coat of paint mod or something? It'd be nice to spruce this place up a little bit. But there you go, we've got what we've got. Here we are back up with the big Zeta just finishing off, and I think completely by fluke, I will freely admit, we've got exactly how much fertilizer we need to finish this. What have we got left in the tank? 23. We might even have a little bit left over. Look at that. That's all done. Right, now how are we going to get all this stuff back? We've got the front cultivator, we've got the seeder, we've got the fertilizer, and we've got this chap over here. So you're going to drop this first. And yeah, we're going to pick him up on the front. And then the trailer. I did try earlier, and this Lowloader trailer won't hitch behind the grain trailer, but that's not really a big issue. Sorry, it's cutting across just a little bit of planted field there, but that's okay. Right, lower the ramps. Take off the straps. Put him down. I think, bear in mind, none of this is going to lock on. I think we're going to put the cultivator on first, because he's probably going to do the best job of pushing the pallet along the trailer in a reasonably organised way without pushing it off the trailer. Exactly like that. So we're going to leave him there. And the drive back is going to be a careful one. Now we've got some seed left back at the yard, but we're going to stop. The reason I've kept the fertiliser to stay on the tractor, so that we can stop at the shop on the way back and refill him. And that should probably see us through for the rest of today. Right, you go there. Tailgate up, fastening straps on, although they're only on the pallet, and off we go, just nice and gently, especially on the bends and the bump up. Isn't it odd how these roads just have no border? There's a lot of roads like that around here. They tip off, they're just not constructed along the edge of the road. So kind of tarmac on top of an old gravel track. Right, that's all working. See you back at the main farm. Right, little Zeta has got most of the 8 trees on this trailer. We've got the offcuts in the front trailer there. We've got the top finished pieces of tree we've left behind. We'll come back and get those. But I really think, in terms of cash, they're going to be almost irrelevant. Now, as I said, the guy at the timber yard, apart from basically giving that piece of land by the timber yard to us to use, is also, well, we don't really quite know what, but there's something else in it for us, which hopefully will be very, very useful. Okay, so here we are at the end of the daily routine. Pretty much we're getting there. I still have yet to find out what the man from the timber yard is going to give us as our little reward. He said he'd meet me at about 6:30 when he closes up the yard, so we'll do that. I've just noticed this lovely animation on the pickup on the straw. I like that. I'm really so impressed with these mods. All of the mods, they're all good, even the ones that I can't use, like that ridiculous Baler Bale trailer. For those of you that have seen my Goldcrest Valley playthrough, I shall beat it I shall. Right, where are we? That's number 14. That was how many we got yesterday, wasn't it? So let's just put him down. Now, from this field, and from field 19, now extended field 19, we have got exactly 40,000 barley, which is great. What's even better, awesome, as my American cousins might say, or super cool, if you're French I guess, is that the price has gone up over 400. I'll show you in a moment when I've got this last bit of baling. And that's quite a change from the last games, in that ground yields more barley than it does wheat, which was always the other way round, and not only do you get more barley from the same field, it's usually a better price than wheat as well. Let's have a little look. Well, there you go. Well, no, that price is odd. The vegetable warehouse, it's not marked as anything. I might have been exaggerating when I said the price of barley is usually higher, but I think if you keep an eye on how much you're getting, but that 409 for barley is almost as much as you're getting from the transport company for wheat, and you're getting about 15 to 20% more barley as your yield. So we've done quite well there. I'm quite pleased with that. We're going to try a little bit of a trick here. We're going to put the Brantner back to the dealer. Remember, we leased it rather than buying it. Really just for the logging. We're going to send it back. So I thought I'd see what happens when we auto return this back to the dealers. I'm hoping it's going to leave me a nice neat stack of bales. That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? Let's see. Try and get the axle around a little bit more. There we are, we're there. Right. Actually, just take a little look, shall we? We got the plough, we put a few hours on him now, but yeah, he's earned his keep. And remember, we couldn't even afford to buy one at the beginning, so yeah, leasing is really working out there. 0.6 on the mower, 0.3 on the tedder, exactly as we'd expect, because we obviously mow twice as much grass as we ted, because we only turn half of it into hay. The Aquatrans, not a minute on it registered there, as we hoped, so we're just literally paying that $57 a day rental. Yeah, which again, we didn't actually have the cash to have bought one at the beginning, and the good old Brantner return. Oh, that's not too bad, is it? I'm happy with that. Right, we're loaded up with barley. We've got 28,000 of it in the 2 trailers. 409 over at the good old vegetable warehouse. The price of soybeans is going back up again nicely, so that's something to look forward to tomorrow. Okay, so here we are, crashing into the traffic. That'll teach me for doing stunts, won't it? Back up here at the good old vegetable warehouse. Quite a regular customer we are becoming. Well, that's not a bad result at all for barley. Let's see if we actually drop it, if we can get back to the farm and back with the rest of it. Keeping that kind of price, that'll be quite handy. We snagged on something here. We snagged on. There we go. Lovely, lovely money. Well, of course, it's not even our money, it's the collective's money. 20,000. That's about 4 cows. We'll have to have a little think just when we finish now about what state we need the farm to be in when the man comes to do his audit. Not sure we really need any cash left actually, and we'll get some income from the cows tonight anyway. It's like playing in spin tyres mode. Any of you guys played spin tyres? I do quite like that game. I haven't tried the newer version. What is it, Mud Runner? Have you ever played the original kind of version on the PC? Although I always played it with a controller, because you've got cruise control on a controller. And I never found out how to do that on the keyboard. Right, price check, right button, 400. So there you go. The price went down, what, $9? Right, another 5,000. Look at that. That's 5 cows worth. But anyway, let's have a little think when we get back to the farm. In fact, will we go back to the farm? No, I'll meet you at the shop. That's what we'll do. Right, so we just seen the guy from the timber yard. He's given us a key and he's told me to walk up into the woods. So, let's see what we've got. Leave this chap parked here. I do like it in here. What have we found? Oh, look at this. It's even got the old Ministry of Farming identification tags on it. These must have been up here for years. What's that? Some kind of plough? Log grabber? Oh yes. Oh, look at this. And it's as dirty as the rest of the equipment on the farm. Well, there you go. How handy is that going to be? We've got ourselves a tracked vehicle. That is a result. And amazingly, or maybe not amazingly, but this is Sosnovkan engineering at its finest. It started first time. Splendid. We'll be seeing more of this in the next episode. Right, that's us pretty much done for the day. The fields still need one more run over with the fertiliser, but we need to wait for a growth stage, and in fact we'll probably just do that right before we harvest them tomorrow. Have a quick look through the numbers. Obviously we haven't paid the loan interest yet. That goes off at midnight. Wage bills down, 2,200. That's the difference between not ploughing and being able to use the front mounted cultivator, so that's cool. Look at the harvest income. We got good prices on the soybeans today. We got a really good price on the barley, $29,000 almost, and look at that, how that's increased over the week, due to price fluctuations, due to us having the extra fields obviously, and expanding the fields that we started with. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm happy with that. Fertilizer costs, well there you go, they pretty much balance now, 3,600 a day. Seed costs 1,800 a day average by the look of that. Fuel, yeah, we're getting through a bit, but there you go, who cares, we can afford it now. Milk income, well, it's going to go up a little bit, isn't it, because we're going to be getting more cows now. Sold wood, that's what we got for our topping up of the quota for our new friend at the timber yard. And there you go, that's basically the top what we spent on the stuff that we found up in the woods, so that pretty much equals itself and cancels itself out. And that's what I usually tend to do in my games, is when I want to make a little leap, make a bit of progress in the game, I'll go and do the forestry to do that. Now we've got an extra vehicle, so let's see how we can make use of that in the future. We've ploughed out this grass and planted grass here. We will see, if you remember, we got 8 bales out of mowing that field border before we ploughed it out and replaced it with planted grass. So let's see how much we get tomorrow. Right, we're going to teleport to our friend up here, the big Zeta, because just before we go, this all has to be done before tomorrow, remember. We are going to put this back into stores. We're not going to get much credit back for it, but it's a little bit small now for what we need. So I think this will do us just about right. We're going to sell him for 1,900. We're going to go into the store. We're going to buy ourselves this trailer here. It's the part of the same family as the other one, so they kind of match. We're going to stick with the standard $1,000 wheels, thank you very much. Rim colour can stay standard. We'll go for wood. I don't know why it costs more than metal, but it is a Sosnovkan wood, and we've seen how valuable that is. And we'll give him the matching undercarriage. He has a 15,000 capacity. Between these two trailers now, we're going to be able to deal with just about every harvest we get on the farm. As you can see, he's slightly older, more faded, a brighter green. I quite like it. I really like the wood, the effect of the wood for the extensions up around the top. He's also a little bit better for chucking the bits of wood in, because he hasn't got the bars that do actually glitch with the physics occasionally. Not as badly as I'm trying to glitch when I'm just trying to hitch up to the trailer. Last thing we're going to do is check on our beloved cows, because let's not forget that's what we're here for. As you see, they've got plenty of everything. We've got the ingredients to make another mix of power food in the yard as well, so we're well ahead of the game there. And if you look, we're already up to 32 cows. So what we're going to do now is go back. We're going to buy 3 more cows with our remaining money. Okay. And our final task for today. 1, 2, 3, 35 cows on the farm. That's splendid. We're already over our production quota, and the man from the ministry hasn't even paid us a visit since we arrived here with some battered old equipment, some hard work and some ingenuity. So we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. We're going to have to impress the man tomorrow, ask him if he can maybe let us clean these tractors. Actually, no. You guys decide. Do we ever clean the tractors? Please let me know. Come on, somebody comment. Thank you very much. Take care. Give us a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to stay in touch. Take care. Bye-bye.